Hey, Zooks, what's this bill for a giant chalk board? You like it? It's my board of mad scribblings. What in the world is all this? Like I said, mad scribblings. They're theories on magic, mostly. This bit is about a substance called redstone. You are truly mad. Tell me all about it. Wait, really? Yes? I want to know all about your adventures into the realm of theoretical physics. What's this? That's a good place to start, actually. You know how Starlight said that one thing?
Well, I've always found magic is tied to my emotions. Whatever I'm feeling fuels whatever I'm doing. And the stronger I'm feeling, the stronger the magic.
This is one possible way to account for it. This symbol represents a unicorn's magical potential energy. Basically, the maximum power that they can channel to cast spells. Then we factor in their emotional investment. In this case, I'm measuring it in my own units, squee. How much is a squee? It's about the amount of emotional energy you get from Apple Bloom making puppy eyes at twilight. Oh, I get it. So then we factor the two together to get our actual power output. And what's that on the bottom? Ah, that's resistance. Unicorns naturally develop control over how much raw magic can channel through their horn, like if they wanted to levitate an object rather than fling it into orbit. It seems like a lot of unicorns could use a little more development in that area, if you ask me. Actually, I think that the problem more often lies in this area, the emotional investment of the spell. Think about most magical mishaps. They usually happen to a unicorn who's freaking out, but unaware or in denial of how much they're freaking out. For example, in Lesson 0, Twilight casts a Want It Need It spell on her Smarty Pants doll when she's freaking out about her deadline. The squee level was higher than she thought, therefore she didn't give the spell as much resistance as it needed, and the spell ended up being much more powerful than she meant. A Want It Need It spell is a bad idea at the best of times, but when you're overly emotional, it's downright disastrous. Oh, and like the time she made the snowplow come to life. Yeah, it was more important to her than she realized that she'd be able to help wrap up winter, so the spell was more powerful than she intended. So, moral of the story? Never magic while feeling tragic. Never magic while tragic. Got it. Isn't there a better way to say that? It's a work in progress. But moving on, there are darker implications to this equation. Ooh, ominous. What do you mean? Well, say a unicorn were to cast a spell on herself to give herself a confidence boost. Sounds fairly harmless at first, right? Well, I guess so. She might get a little overconfident, and her squee level would go up. Exactly. Her squee level rises, and so would her magical output. If she's still casting the spell, that means she would also get another boost of confidence and squee. See where I'm going with this? A feedback loop? Yes. I call it a magical emotional feedback loop, or MEFL for short. The unicorn, in theory, would become so confident she was sure she could do no wrong, and so powerful she could do quite a lot of wrong. This is sounding a bit familiar. Perhaps you're thinking of the Alicorn amulet. Right! Why would someone make an artifact that makes you powerful and evil? Well, in my opinion, the Alicorn amulet gives you power by making you lose emotional control. If your squee is through the roof, so is your power. It's a risky and, in my opinion, utterly idiotic move on the part of the amulet's creator. Well, I'm glad nobody else is as stupid as that. I jinxed it, didn't I? Yeah, there are loads of people that stupid. Inspiration Manifestation, Nightmare Moon, the Tantibus, the Pony of Shadows, and pretty much all the Equestria Girls villains show symptoms of emotional feedback loops. I just called Princess Luna stupid, didn't I? Twice. But don't worry. Unless this is a dream, your secret's safe with me. So, how the heck do you stop a MEFL? MEFL? Well, it's kinda simple, but you gotta do it fast. The longer the loop goes on, the more magical and emotional momentum builds up, and the harder it is to stop. You either need to break the spell, or you need to balance out the emotions of the over-emotional pony so they can break it themselves.
How do you do that?
Well, in the early stages, it can be as simple as getting the pony's attention. If you can distract them from the emotions fueling the magic, it can fizzle out on its own. If the spell is more advanced, you might need to give them a good talking to. In the most extreme cases, the only solution is to cast the spell to counter the emotions, probably with the elements of harmony.
You wouldn't happen to have any weaponized rainbows lying around, would you?
Not yet. I'm working on it, though.